The countdown to the 2017 general election has begun in earnest, barely 2.5 years after Kenyans went to the ballot for the first time under the constitution enacted in 2010.
The next general election date will be held on Tuesday, August 8th, 2017 at 6 a.m. as per the Constitution of Kenya. On my iPhone, I have got a countdown. It is called timer. It says 1 year, 241 days, 18 hours and 14 minutes.
The date announced by IEBC puts to rest speculation on when Kenyans would go to the polls after a bill by Ugenya Member of Parliament David Ochieng seeking to move the election date from August to December flopped. This means the term of the 11th Parliament will be shorter by at least 6 months, as well as President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure at State House. In preparation for the second general election under the 2010 constitutional order, IEBC has set 15 February to March 15th next year for a mass voter registration drive.
We have set a target of 22.4 million voters to be registered for the next elections, which will be 8 million more than the 14.3 million were registered in last elections.
Voter registration is a continuous process, but the number of new entrants into the voters' roll after the 2013 general election has been slow, despite statistics indicating that a total of 23.8 million national identity cards had been issued, in contrast to the 14.4 million registered voters.
Only 106,000 new voters have registered as voters as of July 2015.
Kenyans living in diaspora have been agitating for their inclusion in determining the leadership of their motherland. The Supreme Court, in its advisory opinion, determined that diaspora voting would be effected progressively, and a policy guiding how Kenyans abroad would be registered as voters and how they would cast their ballot has been approved.
If there are not 3,000 Kenyans within a country, then we don't consider it as eligible to be taken as a polling station or as a polling center. So, because there are many Kenyans all over the world, and voting through the diaspora is expensive, and we have to choose where to spend and invest.
But even as the Commission prepares for the 2017 polls, the National Treasury is on the spot for starving the electoral body financially.
Out of the budget of 22 billion for the comprehensive mass voter registration, the Commission received only 500 million shillings. The shortfall has serious implications on the registration exercise.
And before the 2017 polls, IEBC will have to deal with an impending referendum poll if the Okoa Kenya push to amend the constitution spearheaded by the opposition alliance CORD sails through at the county assemblies and parliament.
It's possible to do a referendum before the general election. These timelines, if you look at them, you can do it before general election. It's also possible to approve the question all over the country and say, because you have an election coming, let's do it together with the election. It becomes another box where you also elect. Other countries do the same thing. In the USA, when they are voting for president, they also vote for other issues on the ballot paper. So it's possible to either combine or separate them.
The Okoa Kenya bill must be supported by at least 24 county assemblies and receive the approval of both the National Assembly and the Senate for it to be submitted to the Kenyan voters to determine its fate in a referendum poll. Francis Gashuri, Citizen Live at 9.